Hi, okay, today I come to you from Cuba again, and I want to talk to you about your emotions surrounding your pain or your illness or your degenerative disease, whatever it is that you have, that is the problem, your chronic fatigue, whatever it is, the emotions that you have surrounding this. So, if it is pain or an illness of some sort, what are the emotions over the years that have built up around this pain? Almost like it's a person, almost like it's a real person. So if you had something that went wrong in your life, and then over the years you would build up feelings about it, like resentments or sadnesses or griefs, or you would build up a story around, a person that you had fallen out with, or a situation that was just terrible, and you build up stories around it. And you either build these stories up or you let these stories go in your mind. So say something really traumatic happened to you and somebody close to you in your family died. You would either build up this grief and sadness and loss in your mind, or you, over the years, the pain would start to settle around that, and you would start to let go and realize, there's nothing you can do about it, and think of the good memories and all the good times that you had with this person, and things would sort of dissolve around that experience or person, something like that. So let's take your illness or your pain or whatever it is for a moment. No doubt if you've got a chronic condition, you've built up tremendous emotions around this condition. So you've built up fear, anxiety, sadness, guilt, shame, blame, anger, frustration, resentment. You've built up all these feelings around this, and you're not letting them go. You're holding on to them very, very tight because this illness, this disease, this pain, this suffering is ruining your life. And it's very hard to let go of a grudge, let go of emotions that are active, that are current in your life. So if you've just had a big, huge fight with somebody, for many weeks, often you will replay this fight in your mind. You will let your anger build up. You'll let your stories play wild. You will feel sad. You will feel hurt. You will feel all these things, right? And then eventually, sometimes, that just kind of goes away over days or weeks if you're really, really mad at somebody. If you're really, really mad at yourself, your own condition, your own symptom, you hold on to these stories. You hold on to these emotions. You hold on to the anger and the frustration and the hurt and the guilt and the shame and the anger and the madness and the sadness and the desperation and the helplessness and the hopelessness. So what we're talking about here is our emotions towards our actual illness, towards our actual pain, towards our actual condition that we have. And there are probably so many emotions that you have around this particular condition that you have, because it is ruined your life, destroying your relationships, destroying your financial situation, bringing you down, making you suffer, making you not enjoy everything. I mean, this condition, why wouldn't you have terrible emotions for it, right? It's a terrible thing that's happened to you. And the story, but because it's active, it's ongoing. So we're building up these stories in our mind, we're replaying them, we are festering in them, we're soaking in them, we're thinking on it, we're thinking about it, we're ruminating on it. We are actively putting our mind and our attention towards these negative emotions about this thing all the time, all day long. I hate this, I hate myself, I hate, how could this happen? I feel angry, I feel resentful, I feel sad, and mostly the emotions are to this thing, to the universe, to yourself, to God for letting this happen. So you're having a relationship and a reaction to a condition, and you're building up emotions around it. So if this makes sense, that's good news, because most of the horrible feelings that you're feeling are in relation to this actual pain, the actual suffering, the actual bad feelings. And you are trying to fight with it in your own mind, like a person or a situation that you replay over and over. Like if somebody died and you feel like you could have stopped them, you replay that over and over. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do this? right? It's a mental game that you're playing with yourself about your condition. So the only way to unravel this is to literally stop focusing your mind on it, right? Like if you had a bad breakup, eventually you focus on other things, you find a new love, you go on a vacation, you talk to your friends about it, you go out, you have some fun, and eventually get over it. Or, if someone dies, you throw yourself into your work, throw yourself into your family, you get new friends, you have lots of other family events, and eventually you recover from the death of somebody. But because this is an ongoing condition, this relationship and the emotions surrounding it are vivid, they're real, they're hot. So what we have to do is we have to distract our mind against our condition, against this, and we have to untangle ourselves from it. We have to go live our life, go make friends, go distract ourselves with other things, throw ourselves into other things, not get caught up in the spiral that happens inside our mind. Say no, this emotion doesn't even have to happen. This isn't an event, this isn't a person, this isn't anything. I have the choice to just ignore this. I have the choice to say, no, I'm not fighting with myself. No, I'm not going to fight with my condition. I'm going to accept my condition. I'm going to get peace with myself, knowing that I'm doing everything I can, right? It's not giving up, it's not surrendering. It's like knowing I'm doing everything I can to solve this problem, but I'm not going to get caught up in the emotions of the problem. I'm not going to let the frustration and the resentment and the sadness take me down every day. I'm going to have confidence in myself. I'm going to know that I am doing the best I can. I'm going to love myself. And then I'm going to distract myself from the emotions pulling at me. But aren't you mad? Aren't you sad? Don't you want to cry? Don't you want to be mad? Don't you want to feel helpless? No, I'm not going to feel any of those emotions. I'm going to feel the emotions I want to feel, like love towards other people, love towards myself, kindness towards other people, starting to get social and engaged. And these are the only ways that we can untangle devastating losses and events in our life, devastating fights or losses or deaths of people. And it's certainly the only way that we can get over devastating relationships with our bodies, right? We have to make a new relationship with our body. We have to get a new relationship with this body of ours, one of love and peace and joy and harmony. And I know we're resentful, and I know it's not fair, and I know we want to focus on this until we can right it. But sometimes you're not going to win the war with yourself. The only thing that you can do is create a new relationship with yourself and start to focus on the emotions that you want. Untangle yourself from the negative emotions around your illness and replace them with positive emotions, or peace, or calm, or distraction, or pride in yourself for trying to get a new life, for being this amazing person that you're eventually going to be and you want to become. And you have to start acting as if now, being as if now, putting your all into this new, forming a new relationship, putting your all into doing other things besides simply focusing on the emotions with yourself, right? The emotions and the negativity that you have with yourself and your emotions about this terrible condition that you have. And it's no doubt terrible, but we really, really want to untangle these emotions. We want to replace them. We want to replace them with new ones. And I hope this makes sense to you. I hope it hasn't been a ramble. I'm sure it has a little bit, but I'll talk more about this because I think it's really important. And this is just kind of the first one, saying it's the emotions that you have about your own conditions that are holding you back, keeping you sick, keeping you ill. And let's unravel those so that we can have a new relationship with ourselves, our body, and then we can get out of this chronic condition and illness that we have. So we're keeping our own self stuck with holding on to this emotions and this fight around what we don't want. So I hope that made sense, and we'll talk a little about that more later.